Yo, what's up, y'all? Welcome to another episode of the Let's Rap Super Show. We've got a full panel here, I want to start off with Miss Shatoria. We got her as a guest. Javi could not make it tonight, unfortunately. There'll be other shows. And we got, as usual, Jamie Woods on the show. Thank you guys again for coming on the show with us. Tell us a little bit about you guys. We'll start with Shatoria here.
So I'm Victoria Christian, the owner, the podcast host of IAMShatoria, Black author, motivational speaker, all these things. So I'm very simple out here in the DMV area, representing the military and, all that comes with it. So, hello.
Cool.
What's up?
And as you guys know, Jamie Woods, he's a frequent supporter on the show. What's going on, Jamie?
Well, man, it's great to be back on again. You guys have no idea how much this excites me because it brings the different side. Because I'm just used to making YouTube videos. For those of you guys that are watching that don't know me, I'm a YouTuber. I make a lot of my videos about dating, motivational stuff, inspirational stuff, fitness, all that, the whole shebang bang. So podcast, it brings out a different side of me that I love. And so it's always a pleasure to be on here and stuff. Thank you guys for having me on again.
Always.
Thank you for coming, man. Thank you for
coming. As you know, I'm the co-host of Let's Rap Podcast. You can follow us on Instagram, follow us on Twitter, YouTube, like and subscribe. Make sure you guys like and subscribe to Jamie Woods' channel. Great content. Also, you guys subscribe to Miss Shatoria's podcast. Like and subscribe. Connect with her on Instagram. She's got the Motivation Mondays. Follow her on TikTok. Loving it. And our other co-host, Jay Echo.
What's good, y'all? Y'all know me. Well, y'all should know me. One half of the Let's Rap podcast, host of the Echo Chamber, and yep, that's what it is right now. We got some more stuff brewing, but we'll figure that out later.
Yep, we got a lot of things coming down the line. A lot of good stuff coming. We're going to go ahead and get started here. We're going to get started with this Steven Jackson situation. This was brought to my attention today. As far as, you guys correct me if I'm wrong, as far as Steven Jackson left his, we'll call her fiance at the altar for the reasonings of her not signing a prenup. This is a classic situation of celebrities and their assets and even regular people wanting people to sign a prenup. We will start with Jamie today. Mr. Jamie Woods, on his thoughts on this situation.
All right, man. So this is the way I look at it. I can't judge the man. I mean, like, it's his life, it's his decision. Because the thing is, there are pros and cons to everything in life, no matter what, including marriage. There are a lot of cons to marriage as well, just as there's a lot of pros. So I believe, like, hey, man, if you told her straight up in the beginning, hey, this is the only way I'm going to do it, they say, yeah, no, don't worry about it. And they keep pushing it back. It's almost that time to get married. They haven't signed anything. Like, I don't blame him for his decision. Honestly, I probably would have done the same in that position, to be honest with you guys. And that's the way I look at that, man. All the power to him. I mean, I'm sure she's mad. Maybe she had good intentions. Who knows? I don't know this woman at all. I can't really say anything on the woman. But honestly, it's his life, his choice, and he's got to do what he's got to do for himself because he has a lot of valuables. I'm assuming he's a celebrity, right?
Yeah,
and he has a lot to lose and things like that. So you're just trying to protect it. That's my position on that.
We'll go to Shatoria. Shatoria looks a little bit like she's got a lot to say on this. We'll go to Shatoria on this one, and go ahead, Shatoria.
So as a female, here's the thing. I personally don't believe in prenup. That's me. However, I think the only issue I really have with this is when we say love at the altar, like, but she already like walking down the aisle and he was like, yeah, I ain't doing this, or he just didn't show up to the wedding day. Like, what we talking about left at the altar? I say that because if she's known that he wanted this sign, personally, we wouldn't have been planning nothing until that paperwork signed. That's just, we wouldn't have been planning it. Like, Who's forking the check for, I'm an event planner. Who's forking the check for these flowers and all of these bridesmaid dresses and wedding gowns? Who doing what? I mean, obviously, if he did walk down that aisle and was like, nah, then I am going to get on him for that, because, I mean, you knew you wanted this done. We wouldn't have been walking down the aisle till that paperwork was in my hands. We wouldn't have been planning nothing. That would have been postponed until it was signed, period. And if she agreed to sign it in the first place, like, if you don't agree with doing it, then don't. Then I say, if you don't want to do it, you don't agree with it. Don't keep stringing it along because you think he going to forget. I'm sorry, ain't no dude forgetting their millions.
Not these days, no.
Nah.
So
I would have had it signed.
Based off of what is being rumored and said, that he continuously reminded her, he continuously told her, and I guess he went along with the situation, not wanting to quit, not wanting to be like, hey, maybe it got to a point where he was like, you're not signing this, then I'm not marrying you. So go ahead, Jay. We'll go back. We'll go with you on this one.
I'm a little bit of Jamie and a little bit of Shatoria at this point. It's like, all right, I can't be mad at him. The only part I'm mad at, so to speak, is the fact that he even paid for the wedding to begin with at that point. It's like, bruh,
yeah,
you, like Shatoria said, if I tell you I need these legal papers signed before we make anything official, I mean, maybe like she started planning stuff and he was like, oh, this is cute, cool. Like, this is what it's going to look like. Once you sign them papers, then we going to do this. And it got to a certain point. It was like, oh, that paperwork ain't really signed. And I've signed a lot of checks. Might have to eat that loss real quick and just walk away. Like, it's unfortunate he waited till it got to that point, but I mean, love make you do crazy things sometimes. And he thought he was going to have some paperwork waiting on his desk at some point, and it never showed up. And
yeah,
chalk it up to a loss at that point. It's unfortunate. I mean, I unfortunately don't feel bad for her, because if, like Shatoria said, if somebody has put these stipulations down, and at this point we're talking about business, and part of being married is entering into a business agreement. It's a contractual agreement, whether people like to think of it that way or not. And he apparently has enough money where he is worried about a prenuptial agreement, so he's not going to play that game with you, especially with everything that you've seen in the news with ball players and everybody getting caught up out here. So, she played herself, unfortunately.
I look at it in a way of, we've spoken on the show about marriage is not really a business arrangement. It's more of a partnership. So I look at it from many different things. He set a standard to her that, I'm not marrying you unless we get this prenup. They're usually, when, in my opinion, people get prenups in it's like an insurance policy, as far as like, okay, something's going to go wrong. So he may not have been either in love with her 100%. Maybe there's a lack of trust, a lack of faith. He figured like, oh, this ain't going to work out. Maybe within a year, 5 years. In my personal opinion, I know this sounds mean, she probably did not have anything offered on the table. She probably had nothing on the table as far as offering him anything. Maybe it was just a sexual agreement. Maybe it was just an arrangement, whatever the case may be. These are those type of situations where it's like, okay, I'll marry you. I'll give you that title, but I'm not gonna give you this title unless we got an insurance policy. I know that's wrong to say, but this is a classic case where people are going to see this as Steven Jackson being the bad guy. But also we got to look at it where it's like, okay, classic case, if you got nothing to bring to the table, you can't fault him for that. I'm pretty sure if she had, this goes back to the post I put last week where everybody's in my DMs, everybody's in my comments about like, men marry for 2 reasons, love and stability, not love and sex. And this is a classic case. When you don't bring stability to a relationship or to a marriage, Men are smarter than you think. That's
So
just how it is.
I disagree with you on one point, Phil, and
Okay.
that's that marriage isn't a business arrangement.
It's not.
Is.
It's not a business arrangement.
I
What?
think that's the optimistic in you speaking. I think that now, optimistically speaking, yes, it's love, it's stability, it's all of those things. I won't disagree on that point. But there's just as much a business aspect to it, like especially these days, because you married someone who was equally yoked with you. Cool.
Correct.
Respect it. There are several people out there who don't. They marry people who are either above them or in terms of finances or below them in terms of finances.
Okay.
And if we're being real about it, especially in today's America, stuff goes wrong. And like you said, you need an insurance policy, whether you want to be that cold and objective about it, you have to. It's rough. Like I can't look at Steve Jackson as a bad dude.
I'm not looking at him as a bad dude, but what I am saying is if you choose to marry someone that's either higher financially or lower financially than you're making that choice to marry that person.
Mm-hmm.
It's a choice. It's a choice. And it is a business decision. If you're looking at it from dollar signs to try to elevate yourself to make more money, that's a trophy wife, then yeah, it's a business decision. If you're going into marriage thinking it's just a business, like, hey, I make more than you, that's the way it should be, then yeah, it's a business. But if you're not having, like the average person, if you're not having those conversations every day, we're going to build together, what's yours is mine and what's mine is yours, that type of situation, the traditional way, I mean, yeah, money is the number one reason of divorce in this country. Go ahead, Shatoria. Go ahead.
So I agree with both. Here's the problem. People are marrying people because of money. If we're going to really talk about it, a lot of divorces are happening because people are not financially dealing with each other. A lot of people are marrying to come up. We're not marrying for love. And let's be honest, but marriages are going to fail if love is not there. If it is money and everything, that is going to disappear. If it's for, I mean, I've heard a prenup saying you got to look a certain type of way. You got to stay this way. You got to stay that way. Here's the thing about marriage. Hey, guess what? She going to get a little big. He going to get a little big. He may lose his job. She may lose her job. If we don't have love in that mix, marriages are not going to work. Here's the reason why people got prenup, because they are so concerned about if I marry this person, are they really in it for me? Here's why I don't care for prenups. And I say that because I'm married to be equally yoked. I'm not marrying you because you got high dollars. Here's the thing. Celebrities do look great. But at the end of the day, their money can leave just like the next person's money can leave. And where I'm standing at in life, I'm building myself up. I'm taking my spouse with me. We doing this together. So when I gain my weight, kids getting on our nerves, we arguing, guess what? The love is still there. The money may not be there. And I'm going to use this as an example real quick. We got debt. Well, guess what? We about to sell this house in the one in Oklahoma City. The Christian's about to be debt free. We had to work on that together. So for my marriage, it's not a business deal. Because I'm going to tell you now, business deals don't go so well. Not in these day and ages anyway. And if I'm going to do a business deal, I might as well not be married. Because what? No, I don't have to. At the end of the day, I want to be able to come home to someone that I truly love, can grow old with, can have conversation with. I don't want a business deal, but you are correct. People these days, they want business deal. People want ballers with money, and they're not thinking this money can leave. Let's be real. You can lose that money as quick as you got it. Like these kids going to school on these scholarships for athletes. You get hurt, you're done. People don't see that though. What they see is the dollar sign. Marriages is not going to work if that's what we walking into marriages doing anyway off top. If you walking in thinking of a business deal, then that's what it is. So if you're not going to be for a prenup, you may want to marry somebody equally yoked to you.
There you go.
I will let you go and get the last word, Jamie.
So I have a different perspective on this because I'm in my 20s at the moment. And so a lot of people my age marry for the wrong reasons. I'm actually the only person in my friend group that isn't married at the moment. And and a lot of my friends married really young, like early 20s. So I've been to a lot of weddings. I've seen what goes on behind closed doors in their marriages. It isn't pretty. I feel like a lot of these people, like a lot of my friends, married just to be cool, because there's a whole thing now, like in your mid to late 20s, where if you're not married, you're considered a failure. So you're already setting that marriage up for failure to begin with. You're getting married just to be like, hey, I'm married. Look at me. Look at the pictures. Look at us. We're so happy, to create this whole false illusion and stuff that you're happy and stuff like that. But in reality, you're going through struggles. Because I think people don't realize that marriage, once you get married to someone, things get harder. That's when your commitment and your relationship truly gets tested. Not in the relationship stages, but when you get married. So as soon as they get married and they realize, holy shit, this isn't everything is cracked up to be, like, they start getting depressed. And I see my friends working 2 or 3 jobs to support themselves, and they're paying off, like, literally they spend so much money on these marriages and weddings, and it's expensive getting married, especially nowadays. Like, my generation is like we're truly set up for failure, because we have all this burden from college student debt and all that, and now you're seeing people getting married and stuff, spending $20,000-$30,000 on a ceremony and stuff like that, when they don't even have that type of money, just to be like, I got married. It's just, I don't know, man. I feel like people aren't getting married for the right reasons anymore, and that's why the divorce rates are going up, and stuff like that. Supposedly it's 50%. I don't know how true that is. Is it? I don't know, but that's what
I heard. I heard it's going up. I heard it's about 55% now.
It's looking about 65%, especially when you throw in
65.
the military. When you throw in the military with that too, because they don't count the military all the time. So that end is actually higher.
Oh,
wow.
Okay. Well, that's